Learn tonight's latest news surrounding Koulibaly, as tonight the player has officially signed his deal to become our second signing under Todd Boehly. Moving on, we have more reports surrounding Cristiano Ronaldo, Maatsen, as well as Romelu Lukaku today. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's get 3K likes again, my friends, and of course, without wasting any more time. So right now, let's discuss our second signing in Koulibaly. Today was dominated by the fact that he was going to complete his medical and then fly out to join up with his new teammates. Of course, he flew into London earlier this morning to complete his medical, and then after that, he finalised terms to a 4-year deal worth around 10 million euros per season, which is around like 8 to 9 million pounds. So, you know, we are signing him in his prime years. Of course, the contract reflects the quality he possesses. You know, he's highly revered in football. He seems one of the top centre-backs in Europe at this point in time. After many seasons where I feel like I've discussed, you know, links and rumours and reports time and time again, we finally get our man for an incredible fee. For me, this is definitely a 10 out of 10 signing. I think he comes into the squad. He's going to add new things. He's going to add that ball playing out from the back. And for me, I think that he could be the player that could, you know, phase out Thiago Silva slowly. I'm looking at players like Nathan Ake, who will be signing soon. We're looking at Kimpembe as well too. I'm looking at these options and I kind of feel like they could all form a new back three. And where exactly would Thiago Silva fit? It does feel like maybe Tuchel is starting to prepare a bit more for as the season progresses for next season, obviously. But of course, the great thing is now that we should expect to see Koulibaly having his debut for us in our pre-season game versus Charlotte FC on the 20th of July. So you guys make sure that next Wednesday you got that day free. First pre-season game of the new season. I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to seeing the players playing together and hopefully some new tactical things we learn as well from Thomas Tuchel. But regardless, Koulibaly leaves Napoli as an absolute legend in Naples. 317 apps, originally signed as a DM. Sarri, of course, helped his game even more. Sarri's always been a very good manager for coaching players and improving them. And by moving them to the back, making Koulibaly that #1 leader at the back, you know, the player that marshals the defense, the player that is able to, you know, tell his teammates where to be and organize them. You know, details and skills like this are definitely needed. And with Rudiger leaving us for Real Madrid, I feel like this was a massive presence that would be missing for the squad for next season. So to sign Koulibaly as the option right now, for me, is amazing. So for me, this is a great way to end the night. Now, I remember you guys watching me from last month. I read the comments, I saw a lot of impatience, I saw a lot of doubts, I saw a lot of worries. You know, we're literally Monitor FC, you know, new targets after new targets. When are we signing players? Well, right now we've got 2 players signed. July was always going to be that month where things were going to happen and start taking effect. We're seeing that right now. We have Ake incoming, potentially Kimpembe as well too. A new right winger / right wing back to come in on top of that, as well as potentially either midfield players or a striker depending on exits throughout the season. So how do you guys feel about Koulibaly being our second signing for next season? You guys share your thoughts and opinions below. Was he your #1 dream target? Let us all know. So right now, we move on to the next story. Right now, the new 22-23 training gear collection has officially launched today, you guys. And there are some beautiful items available, if I say so myself. Let's take a quick look right here. And I'm telling you guys straight away, this is my must-cop item out of the new collection. I mean, this is a beauty. I'm looking forward to wearing this for next season as well too. Absolute banger. And there are some other sexy kits out there as well. I mean, this all blue one looks quite tidy, if I have to say so myself. And I do like some of the training gear items. I think this is quite clear as well too. And I guess I'm going to be a pretty busy boy today. So if I'm going to be buying all these items, thank God I've got a discount code, NEEDY10, which gives me 10% off my final order. So if you guys are interested or liking the looks of any of the new training gear launch items today, like even this rugby jersey is actually not too bad, you know. But yeah, getting back to the main point, you'll find all the relevant links below in the description, and don't forget to use NEEDY10 for 10% off your final order. So right now, let's get back to the video. So right now, let's move on to the second story and let's discuss Romelu Lukaku, as we heard some of his first words since returning back to Inter Milan. You know, without wasting time, let's get straight into things. As Lukaku says, the biggest challenge for my career will be this season here. I left. It was a mistake, right, Nico? As he's like basically laughing to Nico Barellos alongside him. But anyway, now I'm happy to be wearing this jersey. The team knows what we need to do. It'll be a great challenge this season, and we need to continue like this. I realised last season when I was in England just how important Inter are in the world. The club's profile is improving on an international scale. The social media approach is really important too, and you can see how we act in the locker room, in training, our hugs and our jokes. Milan is a wonderful city, and this is why I kept the old apartment when I went to London, because my mother was coming here all the time and I wanted to return back too. So a lot was revealed here, but before I give some thoughts and opinions, let's hear what Tuchel had to say after he was addressed on Lukaku's return to Inter Milan in a press conference with Sky Sports today. As Tuchel says, when he was asked whether Lukaku could return back after his loan spell, given the fact that he's just on loan, of course there's always a chance. I don't know if this is very likely, but it's not on me to give an outlook on that. There is a chance for it. We decided together with the owners that we let him go. It was his wish to go. He had the possibility. We let him go. So, of course, we know Tuchel's very diplomatic in these press conferences. Of course, he's not going to say outright that Lukaku is not going to come back, but he's basically alluding to the fact that this is one of those loans where already we know that there's a gentleman's agreement to extend the loan spell by another season if it remains successful, which most likely, as long as Lukaku doesn't get injuries, is going to work. Inzaghi will get the best out of his game. Lukaku's back in his environment, and I think hopefully if he has a great season, then this is guaranteed income coming our way maybe in the next season or two. So going back to Lukaku, I think it was quite obvious that when he first did that interview all the way back in the end of December, his head surely was literally back in Inter Milan. I think we can look at the entire interview now in a completely different context, and I think that interview, the real reason behind that was to mark it back to Inter Milan. I want to return. I want to go back. The fact that he gave us a glimpse that maybe it was the tactical side on the Tuchel that wasn't working for him. Personally, I don't know if there's other things as well, but just focusing on what he said in that interview for the sake of this point. If you're Inter Milan, that's going to encourage you to start a dialogue, to start getting ready to make preparations to be able to, bring the player back. And as Tuchel said, alongside himself, Burnley and the player, this was the player's wishes to return back. And I'd imagine that Tuchel was probably very happy knowing the fact that I thought maybe a striker would work for us last season. It didn't really work how I wanted it to. Thank God I found a way for him to be able to leave me so I can focus on improving the attack in my own image. And now knowing the fact that new owners are here and he literally has freedom now to build a squad how he wants. This is a very unique opportunity for managers to have. And it makes sense that Lukaku had to go. And for me, this kind of benefits every single party. So, how do you guys feel about Lukaku, his interview? I guess share your thoughts and opinions. Moving on to the two final stories. We turn our attentions to Cristiano Ronaldo. I think for me, this is one of the most obvious outcomes for a story in this entire window. And today, reported by The Athletic, we found out that Tuchel and the club have decided to not act towards trying to sign Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, if Ronaldo is putting out feelers left, right and centre across Europe, it's probably not satisfying his ego right now that there's no real market for the player at this point in time, and he's probably even regretting his decision now to leave Juventus to go back to Man United, where he won't have Champions League football, and most likely again from next season still won't have it again. Now, we know that during last month, Burnley and Jorge Mendes were holding talks with other clients, and of course that was when Ronaldo was pushed to us. But we also spoke to other clients like, Maatsen, Nunes and Rafael Leao as well too. I'm crossing my fingers and praying that we can do something to get Rafael Leao. I think we need another superstar, a talent like that to try and take our team to the next level. And for me, it makes more sense if you're holding discussions with Mendes to focus on clients like that. But anyway, one of the other reasons behind why Ronaldo is not needed is that Tuchel is moving away from using traditional number 9s. I think now that Lukaku left, which is a blessing in disguise for the manager, it makes no sense to then let him go, to then sign Ronaldo on massive wages as well too, knowing that he doesn't do any pressing or anything for the team. Tuchel wants to use this window as an opportunity to create a more balanced and team-oriented squad. He wants players that are able to play in multitudes of positions and have that versatility and flexibility as well too, as well as hard work and of course, great physiology. That's the team he wants us to have. And when he makes comments like he wants us to become a team that no one wants to play against and get scared of, these are the players that kind of make that happen. We're currently in the market right now looking at winger options that can also play as wing backs. Now, I spoke about how when Tuchel uses this 4-1-4-1, asymmetric system. In attack, the winger acts as a winger. In defense, he comes back as more as like a wing back. I think it makes a lot of sense. In a lot of systems, like let's say Mourinho, for example, the wingers will drop deeper and double up alongside the fullbacks, and you kind of create like a back six. So it's pretty normal in standards, I guess. You have Reece James on the right hand side pushing up, acting as like a, auxiliary kind of fullback, and that allows the wing back to receive as high and wide as possible. Matt Law confirmed that, of course, this was the main plan for Raphinha, and I guess when Tuchel used that independent data analyst team to help him actually scout his targets and they came up with Raphinha, I'd imagine that some of that data collected probably was showing them that, listen, Raphinha could do a job in both boxes. But, it's quite interesting. That's the type of option we're still looking at. We do need some backup options now for Reece James. And when you're seeing wingers needing to have great defensive awareness and ability, then of course, how does Ronaldo make sense in our current squads? So right now, we end things briefly with Ian Maatsen. Surprising developments. We found out today that he is set to be signing on loan for Burnley, back in the Championship, of course, managed by new manager and Vincent Kompany. You'd imagine why Maatsen, of course, went to Burnley. Kompany, huge influence, has the ability to, improve the player as well too. He had a good season with Anderlecht, and for me, I can see it as maybe going back to the Championship, and you've kind of been there, done that, but, it's a different club. Burnley most likely want to get straight back to the Premier League as well too, and it's not the first time that we've seen youngsters at least have a few seasons in the Championship first. I mean, look at Tammy Abraham, look at Conor Gallagher. If Maatsen leaves the Championship next season as the leading left back, the leading fullback of the division, that's going to do wonders for his career, and he's still very young. He's only just turned 20 years old. Anyway, the final thing needed now to complete this deal is for the paperwork to get finalised, but he will be signing on loan for Burnley until the end of next season. So I guess good luck to him. Let's see what he does back in the Championship. And you guys don't know, that is the end for tonight's news. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. And on that note, I'm Nini FC. This is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.